The Kraft Heinz Company may have bottomed out following a staggering 2.5 year downtrend that cost the company more than 70% of its value. If true, and if the dividend stays, shareholders will enjoy the double benefit of higher prices and a healthy dividend yield. So, let's take a look. It would be good to remember that the food giant will face headwinds until it absorbs the massive overhead supply of shares bought between the mid 30s and upper 40s and higher. Recently, the stock rallied more than 12% after the company beat third quarter profit estimates and posted in-line revenues. This even helped the bottom line of Berkshire Hathaway. The better than feared results triggered heavy short covering, ending a string of post earnings disappointments that contributed to a long series of all time lows. Be prepared, as the stabilization plan outlined during the earnings presentation will likely take years to execute. In turn, this will also likely limit price appreciation. The plan also lacked detail and will not attract fence line investors until more positive results come in. It is notable that at this time, there have been no stock upgrades since last week's earnings release. But this is a double-edged sword in that the early bird catches the worm. The bottom line may be that Kraft Heinz stock may have finally bottomed out after a long downtrend, but the stock improvement may take months to generate sustained upside. So let's now go to our charts. And we're now looking at the monthly chart on the Kraft Heinz Company, and the symbol is KHC. For disclosure purposes, I hold shares of Berkshire Hathaway, the B shares, and Berkshire Hathaway does have a position in Kraft Heinz Company. Now, looking here in 2019, that bottom perhaps is being set right here with that 12% run in the last, say, month or so to that level here. Nice arrow. Moving on down to the MAC, you can see a very nice bottoming with the fast line moving up and just barely through the slow line. We're at a relatively negative 10 level, and that's not great, but I think everything else looks very good. That bottoming process and that upward move. I would imagine this is going to continue. But the question is, how fast is the price chart going to follow? Well, I don't really know, but these oscillators look very good. Here into the histogram, same thing. Nice move, moving on up through that zero line, popping just barely above that in the most recent time frame. Price rate of change, also very steep level down here. That's the most negative that the price rate of change was. Since then, it's moved on up, with the fast line actually moving through the slow line in early 2019, came back down here just a few months ago and got reflected on up. So that's a good sign there. Nice positive progression in that price rate of change. Moving into the relative strength index, much the same. The bottoming process looks to be even longer. I like that. With the bottoming actually here in late 2018, maybe early 2019. But then we had, of course, a sawtooth here above that 20 level, and it's moving on up. So very nice move here, and looks like good upward progress through there. Same thing in the stochastics. It's down in that oversold territory, but the fast line has been above that slow line for much of 2019. Things are looking good. Into the volume, volume looks fine. And then, of course, into the Williams, same as the other oscillators. This bottoming process began in 2017. So a very long trend, and I like long trends in bottoming processes. So moving on up, we're out of that oversold territory, and the Williams may head up here, and that's probably the oscillator to watch in this circumstance. Watch that Williams head up to that negative 50 or midline, and hopefully even higher. That's going to be a precursor to the price move. Back up here to the price chart. The fundamentals of Kraft may take a while, so watch those closely to make sure that revenues and earnings are improving. And I would imagine that that will move in lockstep with the chart. So watch both of them closely. But Kraft Heinz could be an interesting stock to follow for the next year into 2020. And for today, that's ChewDog Charts. Thank you.